What's goody to any and everybody who may be listening? Okay, it's time to get on back on the days where I was reading tarot cards. Okay, I'm going to be a little more transparent about the things I used to do, aside from being on Venice Beach with a table. Of course, encountering all sorts of spiritual warfare. I did other things as well, such as YouTube. Now, doing YouTube, of course, I encountered a couple of regulars, which I may or may not get into these regulars. In this one, I'm not, but in the future, I may. But I'm going to focus on what I was doing. So I was doing monthly readings for the zodiac signs when I would do the YouTube. But I found that I was not really talking to anybody but myself. These were readings that I was reading for myself, actually. When I think back at the messages that I was really getting messages for the mothers. Speaking from the aspect of Yeshua, the part of me that's Yeshua, okay, I was getting readings. I was doing the readings. They were disguised, not monthlies, but they were general readings. And these were readings, I was reading for myself, really, without really knowing it, while thinking that I was reading for others. But it was really the Yeshua aspect in me that was reading for the different various mothers that are within my body. Okay? So aside from that, I would give others readings, like Sharita, like Darrell, which is my ex-brother, and just others, whoever needed a reading. And as it pertains to these individuals, when it comes to the spiritual warfare, such as Sharita, the ex-mother, and Darrell, the ex-brother, it's time to add one more on that list. Miss Raphael Figueroa. That's the skinny one, real skinny, scrawny. The one that has had a receding hairline since he was 18 or 19 years old. The one who was a member of that brotherhood, still is a member of that brotherhood, because them oaths, because of that oath that he took with that lame ass low brotherhood, them geeks that ain't never had no power except the power that they stole from a divine being. I would give them readings as well, but see, the readings that I would give them were not accurate. They were not readings based on a timeline of events that were going to come true. These were readings that I was giving them based on this timeline that I'm picking up on in regards to this war and individuals having to live underground. That timeline that is not going to be coming into fruition at all. Okay, but I gave this individual, Ralph, a reading. Okay, and I was very excited to be giving him a reading because at this time, my skills, the way that I could read a card, my skills reading tarot cards were out of this world. Couldn't nobody touch me in terms of reading those cards. So what came up in the reading for Ralph was that he was going to be some kind of real big, huge scientist, and that he was going to discover something, and that they were going to, he was going to be rich, he was going to have. But what I am picking up about that reading is that this is a reading based on that timeline that's not going to be coming into fruition. That timeline where T-Baby is slain in that car seat by the father, which would have been Orumala. That timeline that was going to have everybody living underground because of a mistake, or not even a mistake. This individual, Ralph, is known to be accident prone. This individual used to be doing all sorts of science experiments around me, and I didn't want him to do it. I told him, stop doing that shit around me, but he would do it anyway. Okay? This is a very important piece to the puzzle. Now, Ralph, you are going to be getting in some of the worst trouble than anybody else for thinking that you could just do some shit like this that'll have people living underground. So, and it's like this weapon. It's this weapon he built. This weapon he made or discovered or something like that is what I'm picking up on now, that I'm looking back in hindsight at it. Okay, but it's most definitely, that rating is most definitely connected to this underground town and this war, okay, that I have been talking about. And if you want to, you can go back. It's just like maybe 10 or 15 messages back. Ralph, you have been caught. Okay. Is there anything else I want to say about this? Is there anything else that I want to say? I was gonna say something about his mammy, but she ain't even worth it. I mean, it ain't worth it yet. I'm gonna come back and say something about that mammy of his with that gap that she been having forever. Okay? And her obsession with going to church to see that motherfucking reptile king. It's something about her and that reptile king. Because she ain't going to praise no, quote, Lord. That ain't the Lord. That's a demon. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.